I had the camera too high before and you couldn't see the ribbing. So ribbing is cut, I cut mine 3 inches or 7 centimetres. For the bottom of the coat it'll just be one continuous piece because we don't want to have that as gathered as the neck and armholes. The neck and armholes I'll show you how to work out later. That'll be done in a circle piece. So here's how you position your ribbing to start off with. You fold your ribbing in half like that. Now if you started from, if you left this side open, it will be easy. But if you left the other side open like I did, it'll be a little bit more difficult. So on this side, disregard that point there. Start your ribbing about there. And just sew around. But if you've left the wrong side open and you have to start from this side, just pin that on there so you can see where you're going. And we can cut that off. Don't leave that side attached when you get your positioning right. This is just so you can decide where to start with it. Okay, so that will end up being sewn there. It'll look like that when it's finished. So on the other side we want the ribbing to meet up. Just start it like, you could put a pin there so you know where you need to sew to. Leave a little bit so you can cut it off later. Start the ribbing there and sew round. A 1/4 of an inch seam is enough. Put that off the other end. Now I'm doing this back to front than what I normally do it. This way is probably good for left-handers. It doesn't matter if you scoops, this sort of scoops around itself as you pull it. You just pull it a little bit, not too much because you don't want it too gathered up at the end. We'll cut those extra bits off at the end. When you come to this point where the join is, you just more or less keep running straight. You can stop there, you'll feel the seam. And make sure to keep clearing your work from behind, otherwise you'll sew one side of the jacket to the other, which I've done many, many times. Hope I haven't put this on this side. And if I was doing this to make a coat, just cut that off there, leave a little bit. I'd take much more care and time as you probably will. Cut off those bits. This can all be done right at the end. I'm going for time. I don't know. So this is what you're left with. Turn it inside out. There's your original side seam. Sew the whole thing up and complete the side seam. Keep my fingers crossed that I've done this right. So I messed up the last one. Not quite right, but it's fine. There you go, that's how it ends off, nice and neatly. That's the bottom done. Now for the top.